Hello there. Earlier this week, we were leaked a press release shortly before it was made public by the Labour Party that contained a poll partially commissioned by polling company Talbot Mills that showed that over 2/3 of people polled would like to see the disability funding and flexibility retained. This also contained statements and reiterations from Priyanka Krishna, the Labour spokesperson for disability issues, where she stated that, first of all, they still not have had an apology to the disabled community on record from either the former minister, Penny Simmons, or the current minister for disability issues, Louise Upton, apologising to the disabled community for cutting the funding off abruptly, nor for consulting with the disabled community. To recap, on March 18th, it was announced via Facebook that the funding would be being cut off effective immediately. Now, there has been various speculation as to why the funding was cut off effective immediately. Many suspect, although the National Party deny this, that it was because they didn't want people going out to get what they wanted before the funding cut off, which is really interesting. Also, she stated that it was pretty clear that people wanted it to be retained with the amount of people that voted in favour of this, and not to mention, I suspect that it's not just Labour voters who think this is wrong. So if this is the case, it's very interesting. Anyway, to give you a bit more information and some statements we have received from other people, here's Paul. So I hand over to Paul now.
Thanks for that, Blake. It's actually been really fascinating to sit down and see behind the scenes of Blake's campaign. He's been working really hard to try and raise awareness with politicians about what these funding cuts actually mean and how they impact people. So when you sit down and you watch somebody like Louise Upton in the House talking about how they're not really going to do much to reduce funding, just deal on the essentials, that kind of thing is fascinating to watch. At the same time, he's been off writing to politicians trying to get their support, and there's been some really big support come out from a range of politicians, which is fantastic to see. But there's also been some mixed responses. Like a number of mayors have turned around and said, you know what, we wish you the best of luck, but we can't get behind the campaign. People like Ron Mark from Carterton or Tanya Tapsell from Rotorua have been really supportive of the campaign itself, but can't get in and support it because they still have to deal with those giant babies in Parliament who don't understand that 64% of the population being represented in letters from mayors is bigger than the 9 and 7% that got New Zealand First and ACT elected when it comes to Māori wards and their opinions. But hey, numbers, what do they matter? It's really fascinating as well to see some of the responses that we've had from political parties, like Hana Tamaki showing off her charitable Christianness, I guess you could call it, by telling us that as far as she was concerned, the government didn't go far enough and all funding should be stripped back. That they should not supply anything at all for the disabled community whatsoever. Because yeah, that tracks, unfortunately. But look, it's fantastic to see the campaign gearing up and seeing people jump on board and support it. The petition that Blake had running is actually going to be presented to Parliament probably next month around the 18th, 19th or 20th, depending on what days things can get sorted out. I might even fly down for it myself. It'd be fantastic to get out of the house for a little bit. I do like Parliament, and the statue of Richard Seddon makes me feel thin. So definitely things to look forward to. But we'll keep you up to date with that on all of the social media channels. So just keep following. Until then, that's the big update for today. Go and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully the weather's holding out, and we will catch you guys here soon because we've got Budget Week coming up and there's a lot going on for Budget Week.